Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome back to Bantam Banter. I am one of your hosts, Ricky Freck, joined today for a very special episode by Michael Ruiz. How's it going, Mike?
I'm good.
Should we address what happened before this?
Okay, I'll talk. I'll say it. So right before we were recording this, we actually started the episode, and where Ricky's at, they have impeccable timing. His power went out right as he started his intro that you just heard.
It is like it's a beautiful, sunny Thursday afternoon. There's nothing going on, but my neighborhood, for whatever reason, all the power went out. It is the only place in the whole city of Memphis. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, we're back again. And also I have one other thing to announce. I guess announce is the right word. But last week we said we are going to be joined by comic book's own Logan Moore. As you probably have noticed by now because you haven't heard his voice, he is not here today. Basically what happened is Logan had to go watch, what's that movie? Godzilla versus King Kong at a movie theater, which if I had the chance to go to a movie theater right now, I'd probably take it, but still not, something I would do in my town, but it seems like it's safe enough where he lives, which is really cool. So the timing didn't work out. He will be on our next episode of this, whatever you're going to call this series. I think today's is called Survivor Xbox Island. So today what we're doing is something that I looked in my back at my messages with Logan. I have been pitching this since April of 2020. So it's been a year that I've been trying to make this idea happen, whether on Dual Shockers or on now Bantam Banter. And basically what we're going to do today is we're going to do what's called a Brant Steal, which if you've never seen one of those before, it's this really cool, like, Survivor simulator. It simulates other games too, not just Survivor. But today we're going to do a Survivor one. And I have put together a nice little list of who's going to be on it. We're going to get to that in a second. First, I think, just because I know, like, Mike is not a Survivor fanatic like I am. I don't even know if he's seen a season.
I've never seen a season. I may have seen an episode, maybe.
An episode, okay. So just in case, like you haven't seen much Survivor, I'll explain kind of the basics of what Survivor is and what Brant Steal is, and then we'll get started. So Survivor is a game. It's a game show where in between, I think it's like 16 to 20 contestants. It depends on the season. Go out on an island and, as the title says, survive. But it's not just as simple as staying alive. That's probably the easiest part. Well, to some degree, people do, have injuries and get sick. And obviously, like, everyone has problems if they stay for a long time because you're out there for 39 days if you make it to the final day. And while you're out there, you're going to be participating in all kinds of different challenges. There's two different types of challenges. There's either reward challenges, which are challenges that'll get you stuff that's going to help you survive on the island. That's stuff like food or like fishing gear or like comfort items or all kinds of different stuff like that. And then there's also immunity challenges. And so the game is kind of split into two phases. The first part of the game, there's two different tribes, and the two tribes compete for immunity. And if your tribe loses, you have to go to tribal council, and then one person from your tribe gets voted out. Once they get down to around like 13 to 10 people, they merge into one tribe, whoever's left, and then it becomes an individual immunity game. So you're trying to go and win immunity for yourself, not for your tribe. And then the person who has immunity is safe. There's also been something added in it got added in like season 13, and we just finished, I guess a year ago, we finished season 40. There has been a new season since then. Because
did you say 40?
Yeah, 40. Winners at War, season 40.
Lord.
So I guess it's not really new, but there's been more and more twists added as the seasons have gone on. But one of the most important things is called the hidden immunity idol. And so that's going to play a part in ours today, in our Brant Steal today, because we are doing survival. Millennials versus Gen X is the basis for this Brant Steal. And that, of course, is a season. I think it's season 30, 33, 34. Let me check. 33. Yes, 33. So that has a bunch of, twisty twists. including the hidden immunity idol. And Michael, that's going to be very important because anyone that has the hidden immunity idol can play that idol at tribal to save themselves, just like a normal idol. So does that make sense? Do you have any questions? Are we ready to move on to our cast list?
That generally makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a pretty simple game, actually.
Oh, I just turned you. Hold on. Hello? Okay.
Hello.
Sorry, I turned
No,
Michael.
you're good.
I have my headphones, for whatever reason, come with this like knob that can turn the sound on that's not on the headphones. It's like a breakout box, but a knob. And
Yeah.
I kicked that knob and turned the sound all the way down. So, yeah. I mean, it's not very, Survivor's not that complex. I mean, I say that. It's very complex. But, like, learning how stuff works is not that complex.
The rules aren't
Yeah.
necessarily all that complex, but
Yeah.
there are complex situations that can occur within those simple set of rules.
Right.
Okay.
And so what a Brant Steal is it takes a game of Survivor, say, in our case, it's going to be Millennials versus Gen X, and then it simulates that season. And there are a ton of stuff you can do with it. We've gone with a very basic one just to be like completely random for our video game version. Today we're doing Xbox. We have plans, hopefully with Logan, to do Nintendo, PlayStation, and then maybe some other ones over the coming months. We're not going to do them like all right in a row. We're going to give some space between them because these are probably going to be longer episodes. In fact, we might split it into two.
Yeah, we're going to see how this goes.
Yeah, it could be very long.
Basically, we're playing it by ear with this one for sure, because if it goes very long, there might be a point where we're like, that seems okay, and we'll probably split it into a couple episodes. If not, then it'll just be one full episode. It might be a little longer than usual, because I think we've been hitting out between an hour and an hour 20. So if it's one episode, it'll be probably like 2 hours.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
This is going to be, as everything that we do on this channel or this podcast, it's going to be very silly. Don't take it very seriously. In fact, as you'll see with some of our selections that we've made for the two tribes, a lot of them are very silly. Part of that is like, we want to get some women on the season. And unfortunately, if you're going with Xbox, I don't want to say Xbox exclusives, because there are some games on here that are not strictly exclusive, but like Xbox centric games, there aren't a ton of women. I mean, there are places where I probably could have put a woman and I put someone else just because, like the very first one, I really like the person. I could have put a girl, but I went with who you'll see in a second. But yeah, we're trying to like split it out as best I can. I mean, it's not a perfect 50-50 split like it is in Survivor. Also there's like maybe a cat in there. Like, it's silly. It's dumb.
Everyone knows who that cat is going to be if we're Xbox centric. So,
I mean,
I agree with you. I mean, Xbox games, it's usually, especially if you're going with like original Xbox stuff, it's very much the big tanky looking soldier man.
Right.
So it's pretty hard to come up with like a good list.
Yeah.
A diverse list of people, to be honest, with Xbox in particular, So.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to the tribe. So our first tribe, and hopefully this part works in the video. If you're watching the video and this all breaks, I apologize. But we're going to start with the Xenon tribe. All the tribes are named after different Xbox code names. And first up on our list is Augustus Cole. The Cole train is here, everybody. And I think, if you think about players on Survivor, a lot of times you have these big burly men, and maybe not necessarily burly, but like not as burly as Coltrane, but these big like ripped guys who do well in the beginning because, as I mentioned earlier, you have team immunity at the start. And so you want to have good players on your team so that you can stay away from elimination rounds. But as you keep going and you get deeper into the game, a lot of times these big guys, these strong male competitors, you want to get them out because you're afraid they're going to run individual immunity to the end of the game. So I think of all the people, maybe all the people on this tribe, well, there's one other one on here, on the Xenon tribe, I think Cole is like the safest for the first part of the game because he's going to be somebody who you want to keep around. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely, and he is a team player too. Like
that's true.
I don't see, he legitimately is I forgot he's a football player. I don't remember what they call it in Gears of War.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember what it's called.
Here's where I give away some of the reasons this list is so weird. Is I never played a Gears of War game, Michael.
What? What?
It's true. I've never played a Gears of War game except for Gears Tactics, which I tried and hated because it was way worse than Desperados 3.
That's fair.
Which I just played.
Gears Tactics was good because it was able to take what you know from Gears of War and make it into a tactics game. But if you have legitimately no idea what that is like, then yeah, it could probably be pretty bad.
All I know about Cole is that his nickname is the Cole Train, and I love that nickname. I know there's some like prominent women in the newer ones, which I thought about going with, but
yeah, there's like Anya. Anya's been in there for a bit, and then there's I forgot who Laura Bailey's like the main character. I forgot what her name is.
In
like
Gears
the main
5
character of the new ones.
Okay.
I can't remember. I have the worst memory ever.
Well, that's going to be really good for this list or this whole series because we have some deep dives in this one.
There's some deep cuts in there.
Speaking of deep cuts, our next one up, and this is the part I hope works because I'm going to close this tab and go to the next one, is one Banjo-Kazooie. Again, I'm
fan favorite.
Yeah, sure. I assume so. I've never played a Banjo-Kazooie game either.
What? Oh my. I mean, the Gears of War thing I can understand if you're not, into third-person shooters or whatever, and like that kind of game. I understand that.
Yeah.
Banjo-Kazooie is like, not gonna lie, probably top 20 video game.
Wow. Okay. I've heard good things about Nuts and Bolts. I haven't heard as good of things about the other ones.
I'm not a Nuts and Bolts hater.
Okay.
People hate it. Nuts and Bolts is a good video game.
Okay. I always hear Brad Shoemaker on the Bombcast talk about how good that game is.
That game is good. It's a very different game than the original two, or like Banjo-Kazooie and Banjo-Tooie. Very different. But it's a good game.
Okay.
It's a very good game.
I think if I am assessing this cast, I'm looking at Banjo-Kazooie as someone who's going to make the merge simply because he has the look. And I don't know if he's
got that necklace.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's a vest or necklace or what, but he has the look of a leader. Like, I think he's going to take a leadership role. I think he could move far. I don't think he's going to win because, I think people are going to see how strong he is and vote him out. But
can I ask this question?
Yeah.
I don't know if it really matters at the end of the day. Does he have Kazooie with him?
I was about to bring that up. I don't know if he's allowed to have Kazooie because I don't know if that's cheating. There's never in Survivor been, like, a person who plays two people who play the same person
on a real level. If he doesn't have Kazooie, that puts him at a huge disadvantage.
Okay, interesting.
All he can do then is just do the swiping claw attack.
I guess we'll see
about as much as I know what he could do.
Yeah. I guess we'll see how he does in the early days and see if he's allowed to have Kazooie. I think that'll be telling what happens there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he has a chance. But we'll see if they let him bring Kazooie with him. Speaking of games I've never played, here's number 3. Blinks, the Time Sweeper.
Never played it either.
Who, I love this photo I found. Based on the photo, I think Blinks is going to go far.
It's very like high contrast. Well, not contrast. Sorry. Like it's like highlighted. Like it's super bright.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, why this picture's here, but it's the one that I found and I chose. So we're going to go with it. I don't know anything about Blinks. Usually, here's what I will say. You're usually not allowed to bring things with you onto the island, especially in Modern Survivor. In the past, they had what they called, crud. What is the name? What is the term? Like, it was like an item you could bring from home. Comfort items. Your comfort items? Is that what it's called? I think it's called comfort items. But people would bring, like a book or playing cards or blah, 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 or, whatever. And they kind of stopped doing that around like season 18, season 19, somewhere in there was the last time I remember it being like a thing. And part of that is because people would bring books and they'd write notes, and then there would be challenges where you'd have to try to remember stuff about your fellow competitors. And so because they'd taken notes, they would win those challenges. So they've kind of gotten rid of that. So I don't know if Blinks is allowed to bring whatever the Time Sweeper is. I don't know if he's going to have control over time or if he's just going to be a normal anthropomorphic cat out there on the island.
Yeah.
I would say his chances are not great.
I don't know much about Blinks, but in my mind, Blinks is a little bitch, so I don't think he's going to make it far.
Okay, fair enough. All right, next up is the one, the only, Mr. Frank West. Now, I thought about going with Adam the Clown here. However, I decided that he was probably too terrifying to live with. Like, I can't imagine living on an island for 39 days with Adam the Clown. Frank West, he could probably do it. I could see that happening.
He's definitely a survivor.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
That's quite literally his video game.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I could definitely see him. Now, I mean, like, his big thing is his camera.
He's not going to have that camera.
I don't think it's going to really make much of a difference. You know, it's not like he needs to take, I mean, taking photos probably help, but I think he'll be fine. He's definitely, you know, not to hit it over the head with, like, using the title and the word, but, like, he is definitely a survivor. So
yeah. Well, I think another thing that's helping Frank West is there's going to be someone else on this list too, along with Cole, that are going to be these big alpha males that Frank can almost hide behind. You know, like he's a competitor. He's in good shape. He has good endurance, but he is nothing, you know, physically compared to Cole and the guy at the end of this list or the end of this tribe, who we'll get to in a few minutes, that you'll see relatively soon. But I think he has a chance to hide for a while and then come alive in the post merge. So he could be a fun character. We might be seeing a lot of him. I think another character we might be seeing a lot of, just because I think she is going to have some of the skills you need to be a good survivor, is Liara. I hope her last name is pronounced Tassoni. Okay, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. From Mass Effect. Now you'll notice with her that some of these pictures I found are not as big as the other ones. Part of that is me being lazy, and part of that is some of these games are old and they're harder to find pictures of. Mass Effect
There's no new Liara thing for the remaster?
I'm sure there is, Michael, but listen, I have things I need to do, and there were a lot of pictures I had to find. But anyways, also, originally I wasn't planning on doing this lead up. I was just going to go through the cast on the Brant Steele, but then I decided this would look better, so I changed my mind. But yeah, I think Liara is going to have a very good social game. She's going to play very well as someone who can get to know her competitors on a personal level and then use those relationships moving forward. I don't know if she's like, you know, a massive physical competitor, but I assume she's probably good at puzzles. Puzzles are a big part of Survivor. So I think she'll be good at those. I think she'll be good at, you know, building relationships. And then I don't think she's a 0 in physical challenges. You know what I mean?
Have you played, I would say Liara is a really strong character. Right. Have you played Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Ever?
Yes.
Okay. Is she a medic?
I think she's like a scientist. Isn't she?
That's what she is. Yeah, she's a scientist. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think she'll be great.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is one.
I think she's a top dog.
Okay.
In my mind.
Yeah, I can see her definitely making at least like top 8, if not higher.
Yeah.
Next up is a blast from the past. Literally, it's Miss Splosion Man. I don't know how well Miss Splosion Man's going to do on this season.
So this was the deep cut.
This is one of them, yeah.
Yeah, this is. Miss Splosion Man had a good video game.
Yes.
I'll say that much. But I don't know much anything else.
Yeah, she's fairly athletic, right?
Yeah. If you're a platformer, you got to be athletic.
Yeah. I think she's probably the most likely to be our first boot if the Xenon tribe loses the first challenge, but she could also surprise us, I think. Like, I feel like she has potential, but I don't know if that, I think potential is purely physical. I don't know if she has potential as a social threat.
I don't think so.
But then again, like, look at this pose. Maybe she does. Maybe she plays the flirt game all the way to the top. This is a very male-dominated season. And she's Miss Splosion Man, Michael, not Mrs. Splosion Man. So
on the market.
She's available.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have everyone's favorite person that Michael tried to cut in our Game of the Year discussions way too early, and that is Ori, not the owl.
That's not fair.
Just Ori.
Because we already talked. Okay. Do we need to talk about this? Okay. I don't know if I should say anything. I'm not gonna say anything about Game of the Year.
Okay.
That's not. I'm just gonna say that's not a fair statement because
that you tried to cut it too early?
This was legitimately like one of my favorite games of the year last year.
Yeah, no,
during our Dual Shockers discussion.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to get it done and over with, so I'm like, we just need to cut Ori because no one else is going to fight for Ori's. And everyone's like, whoa, wait a second.
Whoa.
And then what we do? What do we do?
We cut Ori.
We cut it. All right. So I wasn't wrong in the end.
No, I just wanted to see it get further than like that crappy Final Fantasy VII remake.
I think that game was good.
It had like a couple of good moments. Okay, we don't need to rehash last year's Game of the Year. Ori, very a prototypical, in my opinion, Survivor player physically. Very like agile, has good body control.
Sure.
You don't want to be bulky coming on this show. The bulky guys a lot of times fail because a lot of this stuff is like hold up your body weight or balance on this or, do these weird ball challenges that, being muscular isn't that helpful for. So like as much as Cole and some other people on this list are going to be really helpful in the early days when is some things where it's just like, hey, take this really heavy thing and move it. I think Ori, if they can make it to, later in the game, has a really good shot to go on an immunity run.
I think Ori is again, another top dog, very athletic, obviously knows how to survive in really tense situations. He's
True. Yeah.
Shown that.
Doesn't even need food, I don't think.
No, it doesn't seem like it.
So that's a plus.
I feel like Ori likes to eat food but does not need food. I don't
That's
know if
fair.
that makes sense.
I can see that.
I think there's been times where they've shown Ori eating.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
Let's try and speed this up a little bit because I feel like we're going really long in these intros. Okay. Next up, we have from Lost Odyssey, Seth Balmore. I literally know nothing about her, but I needed another person, and I read somewhere that she has lived for 1,000 years. So she must be, and that could be wrong. Don't come at me, Lost Odyssey fans. I'm very sorry. I'm sure your game is incredible. I don't want to play it. But she looks like she could take me down in a fight, which, that's probably a good thing for Survivor. And
on a real level, I think most of these characters could take me down in a fight.
Yeah, that's true. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Next up, we have a little bit of a weird one because I don't know how he's going to work with the rest of the cast, and that is the Stranger from Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. Kind of that lone wolf kind of character. Not really going to be someone who gets to be friendly with people. I don't see them make it very long.
I could see them, because in these reality shows, I don't watch much Survivor. I do watch Hell's Kitchen. Now, people like the lone wolf, like kind of cocky characters or whatever, they seem like they're not going to make it far, but then they do, and it boggles my mind. Like, I don't know if you've seen this latest season of Hell's Kitchen, but there's this guy named Mark, and I'm pretty sure, he was a good cook, but he wasn't a team player.
Yeah.
Made it, he's made it pretty far. He just, got eliminated not too long ago. So he was, in the top, 8 or 7 or something like that. So
yeah. And
I could see, in my mind, he, I don't think he's a winner, but I do think he goes far.
Yeah, and you could also make the argument that if you're looking for someone who's going to provide for the tribe and go get food and stuff, food, shelter, I bet the Stranger's good at getting that kind of stuff. So maybe he has more play than I'm giving him credit for.
He quite literally uses other creatures for ammo, right?
Yeah. Yes, that's true.
So
all right. And our final person on the Xenon tribe is none other than TJ Combo from Killer Instinct. I've been kind of talking about him a little bit leading up to this. He's another person that is going to be very important for the early game to the Xenon tribe. I don't know if his run is going to last too far into the merge, but you never know. I could see him teaming up with Cole and Frank West and making kind of like a Macho Dudes alliance. I can see that happening.
Okay. I don't have much about TJ. I played Killer Instinct.
Yeah.
was never a TJ Combo fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I liked him in the Super Nintendo version. Super Nintendo?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't remember.
Yeah, there was a Super Nintendo version. There was Super Nintendo, and then Killer Instinct Gold was on N64.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I think TJ Combo is the one that goes earlier than any of the other brawny people because Augustus Cole, yeah, he's a big dude, but he seems pretty friendly.
That's true.
Seems
That's
like
a good point.
a nice guy, someone who could get along with people. And TJ, look at this guy's face.
This does not look very happy.
He looks very upset. So I think, like, yeah, he could probably throw a good punch, obviously, but like, what's that gonna do when you need food and you need to do a pull-up and you can't even do a pull-up because your arms are too big? You know, no one's gonna want to help you when you're so mean.
Yeah, TJ Combo would be a great challenge competitor. Now that I'm thinking about it, not as good on Survivor. All right, and now we're gonna move over to the Durango tribe. Try to go a little faster so we can get into the actual game.
Sure.
But starting off, we have Alan Wake from Alan Wake again.
I just played this game for the first time last year.
Nice.
Yeah,
I was about to say again. I've never played Alan Wake before.
Yeah,
but I need to.
Very good video game.
I have it downloaded on PC.
Yeah, it kind of didn't age well, but also the story I think is really good. Anyway,
he's another person like Frank West and every man that I could see sliding to the end.
Yeah, he's definitely a survivor.
Yeah,
from what I've seen in the video game.
And next up, following Alan Wake, we have the burly man of this tribe. It is Brutus, who you might remember from the original Xbox classic, Brute Force. I remember reading so much about this game in gaming magazines at the time. Again, I never played this game because I didn't have
an played it either.
I didn't have an original Xbox, but Brutus has always to me been cool, and I wish. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've put this game always in like Time Splitters camp. I don't know if that makes sense. Like it's like that era of video game.
Man, Time Splitters Future Perfect is such a good game, though.
I haven't played any of those games.
Oh, Future Perfect.
No
is
time.
Phenomenal.
I used to play Time Splitters, the first one, because I think it was on GameCube, right? The first one was on GameCube.
Might have been.
It might have been on PS2 for sure.
That's
but
what Future Perfect was on.
We used to play local co-op or local like how you used to play GoldenEye or whatever.
Yeah.
Team deathmatch stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that a long time ago. But yeah, Brute Force was a game I kind of always wanted to play. Never played it, ever.
Yeah, it looks rad, if nothing else. All right, next up, also a game that looks really rad, and also maybe someone who's going to be one of the brawnier contestants is Ella Finelli from Viva Pinata.
Oh, Viva Pinata is an amazing video game. I don't care what anybody has to say about it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, well, I've never played a Viva Pinata game, as most of these games on this list I haven't played, but,
I think you would like Viva Pinata.
Listen, I think I'd love Viva Pinata, Michael, but
yeah, I think you'd love it.
I haven't owned an Xbox system. I mean, I owned a 360 for a while, but I didn't have an original Xbox, didn't have an Xbox One, don't have an Xbox Series X.
Is it on Game Pass on PC?
I hope so. If it is, maybe I'll play it.
I'll look at this while you do the introduction stuff. But
and next,
anyway.
Now this is a game I have played a lot of, Michael, because my former roommate did have an original Xbox, but the only game he owned was Greg Hastings' Paintball.
I saw this one. I was just like, I was not expecting Greg Hastings.
So this is my personal pick for the list because I love Greg Hastings' Paintball. It's such a good game. And Greg Hastings, what a champion. I don't know anything. Greg Hastings might be a terrible human being. If he is, I apologize. His video game is really fun. But yeah, Greg Hastings, I don't know. I feel like he's going to be terrible. Like if anybody's going to be the first boot from this tribe, I think it's going to be Greg Hastings.
I've played a Greg Hastings game once ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't even want to play it again afterwards because I didn't like it. So
well,
yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Only some people have good taste. What can I say?
That's entirely fair.
All right. Next up is Bill Gates' favorite competitor on this list, and that is Jet. And I apologize, her picture's really tiny. This game had like no pictures for it. This one I actually did try to look for it. Yeah, Fusion Frenzy. Jet. She has rollerblades. Those are cool. I like rollerblading. She's also wearing a helmet for safety, which is important. I see a lot of people around my neighborhood riding their bikes with no helmets. It makes me mad. Wear a helmet.
I should wear a helmet. I skate. I should be wearing. I'm actually going to buy a helmet. I think in a couple days.
Smart.
We'll go to the skate shop tomorrow. I think and go get a helmet and knee pads.
Protect that noggin. It's important.
Yeah, it's very important.
Next up, we have someone who started out on a different platform, but is now, I believe, exclusive to Xbox, and that is Joanna Dark from Perfect Dark.
Ah.
And I chose this picture because it's really creepy. I just thought it was funny.
You also chose the one from the N64 game,
not
from the only Xbox video game.
Yeah, I know. It was on purpose. I mean,
the good
really.
version, the good Joanna Dark.
Yeah. I can see her going far. I mean, she has a lot of tools, different kinds of tools of like being a spy. So, she could probably infiltrate. She can infiltrate relationships and like pretend to be something she's not. I can see her being someone who has a fun game to watch because she's doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And not a bad athlete either, I would guess.
Definitely a good athlete.
Do you have something you want to say before we skip over to the next person?
No, I was just going to say that basically the same thing. I feel like she legitimately has training to infiltrate whatever. So she's probably good.
She's a good liar.
Contender.
She'd be a good liar. Another good liar, I assume, is Johnny Gat from the Saints Row series.
Never played a Saints Row video.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Michael Ruiz.
I've never been into like the whole open, like that kind of open, like Grand Theft Auto and stuff like that. I've just never really. The only game like that I've ever played that I've beaten are Red Dead Redemption 1.
Okay.
And Grand Theft Auto 5. The only two I've ever beaten that are like that. I've never ever. Oh, and True Crime Streets of LA. That was the first one I've beaten of those. Brilliant video. I guess Sleeping Dogs too, Sleeping Dogs. Like I've beaten that one too.
Yeah,
Sleeping Dogs is amazing.
Sleeping Dogs is really good. Yep. You of anyone I know would love Saints Row the Third. Love it.
I always look at it and I'm like, do I get it?
You do. You should. You should.
There's
get
a remaster, right? It just came out.
Yeah, I reviewed it. No, I reviewed the fourth one. But yeah, you should get it.
I'll look into it.
You would love this game. I know you would love it. Now I think this is Saints Row 2, the picture I have, because the first, or maybe it's Saints Row 1. I think the first one was exclusive to Xbox for a little bit and then went to every platform.
I even think on 2, I think even 2 was exclusive.
Yeah, that might be right.
I think it's once it was the third, it wasn't anymore.
Yeah. But Saints Row the Third is one of my, I would say top 15, top 20 favorite video games of all time.
Interesting.
And the reason it's that good is because it's like, how do I put this in a way that makes sense? It's like dumber Yakuza.
Sure. Okay.
Because Yakuza's stupid, but it also has like, real like heartfelt moments. And
it's got heart.
Yeah, I'm not, and Saints Row has some as well. Like, it's all about the family. But it's just real dumb.
So you're telling me it's like way. Fast and Furious then?
Oh, probably. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's all you had to say. I'm ready.
Yeah. Next up, somebody that everyone knew was going to be on this list. Obviously, it is Master Chief. He had to be here. We knew he was going to be here.
John's going to make it far.
You think? I worry that people are going to be like, oh, look at this Master Chief guy. Everyone loves him. And then they knock him out early. Like the also Rans, the Ella Finellis, the Greg Hastings, the Jets of the world team up together to take out Master Chief. That's what I think might happen here.
That's fair.
Because
when they have to do if they don't get immunity or whatever, and they have to do the elimination round thing, and they want to just take competition out.
Yeah.
Then yes, they would probably look at Master Chief first, because Master Chief is quite literally the epitome of this tournament to me. Yeah. So I could see that happening. But
because you think like big time Xbox exclusives, a lot of the guys that are that, Ori, Cole, Blinks the Time Super. No, I'm kidding. I don't know, Liara, like the big AAA games, they're all on the other tribe, and he's on this tribe with these, like, for the most part. I mean, look, I like Saints Row. Alan Wake seems cool. Joanna Dark in Perfect Dark. I like that Perfect Dark game for Nintendo 64, but they're not these big, huge properties. So, like, Master Chief is almost carrying this tribe. If you're talking about name. Yeah. So,
yeah.
You know, I could see there being some resentment from the little guys here and trying to take him down. Yeah. He might have some backup though, in the form of everyone's favorite semi-blind man, Richard B. Riddick, is on the tribe. Ooh. Now I went with
Riddick on here.
Riddick is on here. Yeah, that was It wasn't exclusive to 360 for a while. A very good exclusive, I might say. One of the few on this list that I played.
What's it called? Butcher Bay, right?
Yeah, there's two. There's Assault on Dark Athena and Escape from Butcher Bay.
Butcher Bay is the one that like people are like in love with, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, they're both good, but yeah, the first one I think people really liked. And I will say that, you know, this is another kind of like Greg Hastings. Like, I love the Riddick character. Like, all the movies I own.
I love those. I love those movies.
They're
those
so
movies
good.
Are great. Yeah, they're amazing.
Even the newer one that was, you know, kind of just a retelling of Pitch Black. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Pitch Black.
Yeah, Pitch Black, yeah.
I still love that one. I hope they keep doing more stuff with it. But yeah, so I really like Riddick, and he's a good Xbox character, in my opinion. And finally, now the character I don't think is that big of a deal, but the game is a big deal, and we have Teresa from Fable. Apologies, her picture is terrible. It's very hard to find pictures of this blind woman. I do wonder if we're going to have a blind twosome with Teresa and Riddick. I don't know why I said Riddick. Teaming up together.
I'm guessing because of basketball, but
oh yeah, that's true. I have been playing a lot of NBA 2K. You're not wrong. We have had people on the show on Survivor was the show I mean with disabilities in the past. There have been there's been a couple of people with one leg. There hasn't been anybody blind, but there has been people who are like partially deaf. So they do sometimes cast people who are, I guess, in some way a little bit hindered at the game than everyone else playing, you know. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that a person with one leg is not going to win Survivor because they only have one leg, because like that's crazy. But I will say, you know, putting them up against someone who does have both legs is in some ways a disadvantage, but in other ways it can be an advantage, you know. So I think it's the same with Teresa. I think she could easily win. And there is a very popular Survivor challenge where a lot of them have to be blindfolded, and then you have to follow directions. And if that comes up, which I don't think it will, but it might, I can't remember if that's on this season, I have to assume that Teresa is going to be a champion of that contest because she's used to it.
Yeah.
You know?
We could only assume. Did she have a cool name in Fable? I'm trying to remember.
She's like your brother, right?
Yeah, she's your brother. She's like the
your sister.
Or the sister of the hero. Yeah, she's the sister of the hero of Oakvale. I don't remember if she has like a cool name. Because I know Jack of Blades is like the coolest name in all of video games, and I know that's a Fable character, but she's obviously not Jack of Blades. I just couldn't remember.
I'm looking her up, and I'm not seeing.
I don't see anything. Yeah, I just looked it up, and I don't see anything. So anyway,
she's very creepy though.
She's
in
a good
Fable
character.
2.
Fable's such a good game. Fable's also, again, Fable and Fable 2. It's like Fable 2 specifically. It's like a top 20 video game for me. I love it.
Really interesting. Yeah,
it's
a good game.
So good.
So those are our 20 competitors. Now let's get over to the actual Brant Steele. We have done it where everything is random, so it's not. I didn't like set properties for anybody. So even all this stuff we've been talking about TJ Cole or TJ Combo being strong isn't actually true, because I didn't set any of that stuff, because it's more fun if it's random. But I think you ready to go ahead and get started, Mike?
Oh, I am ready.
Okay. So we're gonna open this up. So supplies have been scattered across the beach. Tribes are permitted 2 minutes to gather as much as they can. Alan has found the legacy advantage. Now, for those of you who don't know, the legacy advantage is essentially something you get and if you get voted out of the game, you have to pass it on to someone else. So like if Alan gets kicked out of the game, he has to take the legacy advantage and pass it to someone else in the game.
What does the legacy advantage do?
So the legacy advantage in this case is that on day 36, you are immune from tribal council. So if Alan Wake makes it all the way to day 36, he's immune at that tribal council, which is a big deal because that's probably like final 5, you know. So if you get through that, then you have a really good shot at winning the game. But if he leaves, then he has to pass that on to someone else in the game.
Okay.
So that's a really big deal. As it says here, this can be used. I like how I was reading off of the Survivor Wikipedia instead of just reading right here where it says this can be used when 6 castaways are remaining. If the voters hold it out, they must will the power to another player. So it actually tells you. It doesn't say you're immune, but yeah, basically it's a way to make yourself immune. All right, so let's look at the Xenon tribe and see what's going on there. No one has found the hidden immunity idol yet, and there are no alliances, which is not surprising. I think a lot of times in Brant Steel, you don't see alliances form until a little bit later. And over at the other one, we have the hidden immunity idol still hidden. No one's found it, and there are also no alliances. But keep in mind, Alan Wake does have that legacy advantage, which could be very important. So we're over to the immunity challenge, and the Xenon tribe has won the got to choose elimination, which a lot of these I don't remember. Oh, this one was the one where you have, so it's like there's an obstacle course and you can choose different shortcuts. And if you, depending on which shortcuts you choose, then you have to solve a different difficulty level of puzzle. So like if you take both the shortcuts, you have to solve 70-piece puzzle. If you take no shortcuts, you have to solve a 50-piece puzzle. So it makes the puzzle a little bit easier. So pretty simple. Sure. So for our first tribal immunity, we will not have all of these characters right here that you can see on the screen. People like Cole, Liara, TJ Combo, they're all safe. And they also have won Flint, which is very important because I don't know if you know this, Michael, but with Flint, you can make fire. And that means they can cook food, they can boil water, so now they can drink water. Because sometimes, I think this has become less of a thing in present seasons, so this probably isn't a problem here. But a lot of times the water you get isn't good water, so you have to boil it before you can drink it, or else you'll risk getting sick. So getting Flint is a big deal. So let's go.
I'm going to say this right now. It probably wasn't even going to be a big... I know we didn't do stats. It probably wasn't going to be a big deal anyway, because Miss Explosion Man could just create fire, correct?
You're not wrong. That's true. Yeah.
So
they didn't even need this.
Now they're just jerks because they won the challenge, and the other team probably could have used that fire more than this team.
Because, I didn't even think about that. That's beautiful. She's just like... Because there's always that moment, right? Like, I know you don't watch Survivor, but there's always this moment where they're like, oh my gosh, we're never going to make fire. And then finally they have this big, like the music swells and finally someone makes fire and it's this big gigantic deal. And they're like, oh my gosh, we finally made, and freaking Miss Explosion Man shows up on the first day and Frank West is like, oh man, how are we going to freaking eat? And Miss Explosion Man just like, and just turns into, lights everything on fire and like, oh, well that was easy. Oh, gosh, that's beautiful. What a
It's looking like also that Banjo is Banjo and Kazooie.
Yeah, I've listed them as Banjo Kazooie. We're gonna say they're there. They're both there.
Yeah.
Banjo Kazooie are both there.
Okay.
Regardless of what happens. All right, let's see if anything is happening over on the Xenon Beach. I don't assume anything's gonna be happening because they did just win immunity, so it's not like they have to make a big alliance right now to try to get anybody out, but we'll see if anything's happening. Okay, so this is big, Michael. Frank West has found the first hidden immunity idol. So
very good.
He can, that means that, as I said before, that means he is safe from the vote if he wants to. If he thinks he's going to get voted out, he plays it, boom, he's safe. All right, so what do we have happening? Looks like Cole and Liara have found something in common. What do you think that is? What has Cole and Liara found out about themselves that is in common?
I don't know, honestly. I'm trying to think. I'm like, what could they... I don't know.
What would they have in common?
Some crazy war or something, I guess.
Well, okay, let's think about it. Like, Cole has murdered a lot of aliens, right? Are they aliens? Are those things aliens they fight?
They're not. I don't know if they're aliens because they come from the Earth, right?
Okay.
So I don't know if they're... I mean, they're alien to them.
Right, true. Okay. So maybe it's like he is been up close and personal with this species Liara's never seen before. And so she like wants to know more about it as a scientist, right? And he's telling her stuff about it, and through that talking about it, maybe that's not exactly having something in common, but it could be something that brings them together.
Yeah.
And this says it has, oh, sorry.
No, I was going to say, so they have found something that they could both bond over, and now this is a potential team up.
Right. It could be. We'll see in a second if we have any alliances. It says it has a lasting impact. So we do have a first alliance, and our first alliance is Cole, Banjo, Ori, Seth, and the stranger. So not Liara. Liara's not included in this alliance, even
very weird.
They just found something in common. Maybe it's like a side thing, like they're gonna keep together, but they don't want to. Oh, and this is a problem a bit because, the way I have this set on here is, I don't know if I could change it live. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit of an issue, but we're gonna roll with it. I'll just read it to you guys on the video. So for some reason, OBS is not letting me scroll further, but whatever. There is another alliance here, Michael, that you can't see, or you can probably see it. I don't think the people can see it.
I can see it. Yeah.
So I apologize, but there's another alliance forming. This is a 2-person alliance, and it includes someone in the bigger alliance. We have an alliance between Frank and Seth. So it seems to me that Seth is trying to play 2 sides of this game. She has her little alliance of Cole, Banjo, and this is like, first of all, this first alliance, what a weird collection of people. I said at the first, I thought maybe Cole, Frank, and TJ would team up as like the Buff Dudes alliance. But instead it looks like Banjo has swayed Cole over to his side.
Okay.
And brought along Ori. It makes sense for Ori and the stranger to come with Banjo, right? Like, I feel like those are I feel Banjo can bring together some of the, what's the word I'm looking for? Like the ruffians, like the people that aren't as, not the big AAA titles, the people that, are on the fringes, I guess, of the Xbox. I mean, I guess Ori is probably a bad example, but Seth's a good example of that, and the stranger. And then little Seth Balmore over here is playing double agent and has gone and also gotten with Frank, who, if you'll remember, has the hidden immunity idol.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, it's interesting to see that, we were proposing that Frank would be a top contender here, and Frank has found the immunity idol, and so it is panning out that Frank will become a top contender. And now maybe Seth sees that and sees that like, whoa, wow, this person just, may not be in this alliance that we have here of these 5 people, this 5 motley crew of people here that I'm not quite sure makes sense. But obviously, maybe there's some distrust there. Seth maybe have some distrust there, or doesn't think that maybe this alliance can last. Maybe there's already some sort of relationship starting to crack there, like that you can just see. And so she's going with Frank, who is supposedly at this point, in my mind, if they're getting the immunity idol, he must be, quote unquote, the strongest competitor right now.
Yeah, he definitely has the most power. He has the most power right now, I would say. Yeah.
So you want to group up with someone with power. So this is like her way to like kind of, if things go bad for that first alliance, you could always go to Frank, and is always like, they'll always be cool. Now, which is also kind of weird, is like Liara's not part of this first alliance.
No. Well, yeah.
So So I'm wondering, like, okay, if these 2 have a relationship, right, but does she not feel comfortable with the rest of these competitors, but just with Cole?
That's a good point. Yeah. That's a good point.
So it's just interesting.
Bringing up Liara, it makes you wonder, like, what is TJ doing? What is Blinks doing? What is, who's the other one? What is Miss Explosion Man doing?
I mean, Miss Explosion Man's making her own fire. She never needed the flint in the first place.
She's just
in my mind, Miss Explosion Man is probably a loner. She's the actual loner of this group, not the stranger.
Surprising, but okay.
But Miss Explosion Man was a loner because she never needed anyone anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
I'll go with that.
She could just hunt. We already said she was athletic, and she could also make her own fire. Why would she need anybody else?
It's fair. That's a good point. All right, let's see what's happening. Go ahead.
So we'll continue.
Okay, let's see what's happening on the Durango tribe. Okay, we have hidden immunity still hidden. No one has found the hidden immunity. And, not very much happening over here. We just have Greg and Jet having a minor disagreement. What are they fighting over, Michael?
Wait. Greg and Jet have a minor disagreement.
Yeah, what are these two fighting over?
I don't know. Like we said before, Greg Hastings might be a bad person, and Jet probably just doesn't, really dig what Greg has to say. Maybe Greg said that her roller skates suck. And Jet's just like, dude, why you bashing on my roller skates? Gets me places fast.
Yeah, Greg is like, those wouldn't even work. They didn't even do anything for paintball. Why would you use roller skates? Why do you have roller skates on an island? Who brings roller skates to an island, Jet?
There's that. Also, Jet, part of a party game. She likes to party. And maybe Greg is more part of the simple life, a competitive life.
He just wants to shoot stuff.
He's just trying to be like, gotta stop partying. This is too much. And, Jet's trying to like just rave all night, every night during these past couple nights. And she just was like, just being kind of a handful, and then Greg is like, gotta chill out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good,
And then they got a little disagreement there, and like, she likes to party, Greg kind of doesn't like the party, so some disagreement
I can see it
there.
Okay, now before we move on, I want to ask, do you want me to try to fix this so people can see what's happening, because the people watching are not seeing what is happening with Riddick? So do you want me, like, really quick, should I try to do some window switching to make this work?
Yeah, try to fix it real quick. Yeah.
Apologies for what's about to happen. Michael, take over.
Take over? Well...
Oh, no. No, just talk.
Oh, well, while...
No, stop doing that.
Wait.
Not you, sorry. Sorry, I was talking.
Oh. Well, while he's fixing that, Ricky mentioned that there's something going on with Riddick, and hopefully you'll see it in a second, I hope. But it says that Riddick is impressing the rest of the team. Now, we know Riddick is a very athletic and impressive human being on both physical and emotional level. So I feel like, again, we've said it before, Riddick is definitely a survivor. He's here. I feel like Riddick is here to stay. And what he did to impress the others, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe his cool superpowers, probably, if I were to guess, because that's pretty cool what he has to do. Is Master Chief on Durango Tribe?
Yes.
Interesting that Master Chief isn't anywhere on here.
Yeah.
It seems like he's keeping his powers hidden, low. He's low profile right now because he's gonna pop off later. But Riddick seems to be impressing the team, which is good, I guess, for Riddick.
Yeah,
good for him.
Hopefully. Yeah, I mean, it's probably like he showed off his knife skills, or maybe there was a pig and he killed it with a teacup or something.
What's that thing when you use the knife and you try to go in between your fingers?
Oh, I don't know what that's called, but I know what you're talking about. Like
finger something.
Like people like they do with the chips in poker.
Yeah.
Oh no! You're talking about that.
No, when you
where you stab it.
Fillet.
Yeah.
That's what it's called, right?
Ooh, yeah.
And
I bet he's so fast.
He's just
at
like
that.
on the table. He's like on a wooden table, and he's just like taking his knife and like stabbing it furiously, but it's missing his hand the entire time. I bet you that's
true.
What's happening.
Okay, hopefully I fix this. We'll have to talk about what we have. Well, we'll do it later. It doesn't matter. Oh gosh. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it's fixed. If it's not, I apologize to the video people. Let's move on to see what's happening at Tribal Council. So remember, Durango Tribe is going. So we have Alan Wake, Brutus. We have no alliances too. That's important to keep in mind.
Interesting.
So the only thing we have is that Alan Wake has the legacy advantage, which you can't use it because you can only use it at 36. There's no hidden immunity idol. It's going to be a straight vote. We have not very much information about anything. We just have the minor disagreement between Jet and Greg, and we have Riddick being impressive. So who do you think is going to be our first person out of Xbox Island?
I mean, there's a disagreement between Greg and Jet.
Yeah.
Right? And Riddick is impressing everyone, so Riddick is safe. I
think Riddick's safe, yeah.
I'm gonna say Greg Hastings leaves first.
Okay. I'm gonna go. I think this is a good spot to get out Master Chief. I think they might do it. I think we might see a band together and we get out Master Chief.
No way.
I mean, we have no information, so yeah. I guess Greg or Jet is the good guess, but let's see what happens. All right. First vote, Johnny Gat.
What? Johnny Gat's out?
No, that's just one vote. They're all 10 of them have to vote.
Oh.
Second vote, Ella Finelli. One vote Ella, 1 vote, Johnny. Third vote, Johnny the Gat. 2 votes, Johnny. 1 vote, Ella. Fourth vote, Ella Finelli.
Dude,
oh boy, 2-2.
I don't want Ella to leave. Ella is my dark horse for this tournament, so I didn't want her to leave so soon.
All right, we're on 2-2. Fifth vote, Ella Finelli.
No.
3 Ella, 2 Johnny. It's gonna be a tough one for you, Michael. Interestingly, neither Greg nor Jet getting a single vote to this point.
Yeah, weird.
There are 5 votes left, so maybe we'll get one, but next vote, Johnny. Tied again.
3-3.
7th vote, Johnny. 8th vote, Johnny. I went too far. 9th vote, back to Ella. So that means we are on Ella 4, Johnny 5. We have 1 vote left. Michael, what do you think? Is it going to be Ella or Johnny?
I mean, I want Ella to stay, so I think it's Johnny.
All right. With the final vote, the first person voted out of Survivor Xbox Island is Johnny. Johnny, the tribe has spoken. 6-4. Johnny Gat is the first one out. That's dang. You know, at first I wasn't really rooting for Johnny, but now that he's gone, it's kind of sad. I really like Saints Row.
It's pretty sad. It seemed like he was like a mid card. I'm going to use that terminology, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Johnny, in my mind, wasn't going to like win it, but I figured he would have stayed longer.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
Ella leaving so soon, or potentially leaving so soon, is just a bad sign though for Ella's. There's something about Ella that people don't like.
Yeah. All right. Let's see how the votes shook out. This might give us a better idea of like what the alliances are. So Alan voted for Ella. Brutus voted for Johnny. Ella, of course, voted for Johnny. Greg voted for. Look at this. Greg and Jet both voting for Johnny for the same person.
So obviously their disagreement has nothing to do with the voting.
Yeah. Joanna voted for Ella. Johnny, of course, voted for Ella. Master Chief voted for Johnny. Riddick voted for Johnny, and Teresa voted for Ella. So we had Teresa, Johnny, Joanna, and Alan went together.
It kind of makes sense that whatever Riddick chose would have been the answer, right? Because Riddick, again, is impressing people.
Yeah.
And he could have influenced the vote in a way. I don't know, again, I don't really know how Survivor works, but if Riddick was telling people who he was voting for, he could have been influencing that vote.
Yeah.
So
definitely. Yeah, it looks like we might have.
Who did Banjo? Oh, Banjo's not on this.
Banjo's on the other tribe. Yeah. All right. So
the rare character, the one rare character was Ella, voted for Johnny.
Well, isn't Joanna rare?
Oh, and yeah, Joanna's rare. I wanted to see if they were both the same.
So they voted separately. Interesting.
Yeah, they voted separately.
I cannot believe.
Joanna Dark is kind of like not, because Viva Pinata was an Xbox. It started out as an Xbox thing.
Yeah.
And Perfect Dark didn't start out as an Xbox thing. So I don't know. Maybe there's
she's
something
jealous.
there.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You could see it, maybe. All right. So we have some alliances forming. That's good. Let's move on to episode 2. Okay. So now, as you can see, we've lost. I already forgot. Oh, Johnny. I don't know why I forgot. All right. So let's look in at Xenon, see if anything's changed. Probably not at this point. Frank still has a hidden immunity idol. We still have the same alliances. No changes there. Although I will say it looks like Seth Balmore's alliance with Frank West, her loyalty has gone up by 1. So maybe that's a little stronger than we thought it was going to be.
It was 4 it before?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was 4 the first time.
Okay, because the other ones were all 5 for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
All right, see if anything's happening at Durango Beach. No one's found the immunity idol. There are no alliances.
Still haven't found the immunity idol?
No. All right, so we're going to go to the immunity challenge. Okay, let's see. So we have Durango comes back and wins immunity. So luckily they don't have to do 2 at 1. This one is kind of I remember this one is kind of a fun immunity challenge. And it's one where it looks like a lot of swimming involved. So I'm assuming, I feel like Riddick is probably a good swimmer. I feel like Master Chief is probably a good swimmer.
Probably Brutus.
Brutus has to be a good swimmer. Yeah, Brutus has to be a good swimmer. So yeah, I can definitely see them taking this one. All right, let's see. Oh, and they want a tarp as well, which is going to be helpful if it rains.
Also, the other team has a cat. and that cats don't like water. So
You're right. That's true. That's so true. Oh boy. Okay, let us move on and see if anything new is happening over at Xenon Beach now that they are going to immunity or to tribal council. So we still have Frank with the hidden immunity idol. Ori and TJ have a minor disagreement. But the good news is for TJ is he's not pissing off all of the animal like people on his beach because he and Blinks are bonding slightly.
Interesting.
So a big episode for TJ. That makes me think maybe he's going to be targeted at this one. You know, he has a little blow up with Ori, but then also he's trying to get back around and get in someone's good graces, bonding with Blinks. But the problem is Blinks is not in any alliance, and Ori is in an alliance. So
TJ Combo isn't also in an alliance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's not bonding with someone in an alliance to then join that alliance. He's just bonding with another straggler, which I guess if they can pick up enough stragglers, maybe that is a good thing, but we'll see. So as far as alliances, we still have, oh no, I just talked about alliances. If you see right there, the big alliance of Cole, Banjo, Ori, Seth, and the Stranger has only lasted one episode. It has dissolved.
It dissolved?
Yeah, their alliance is gone.
Interesting. So it shows it, but then it says it's dissolved.
Yeah,
and now
it's
there's
gone
a
away.
New alliance.
There might be. Yeah. So I will say, Michael, that you are seeing things before the viewer is. So
yeah, sorry.
You're good. But yes, there is a new alliance forming. And interestingly, even though they just had a fight, the new alliance is Cole, Banjo, Miss Splosion Man out of nowhere, Ori, the Stranger, and TJ Combo. So Ori and TJ Combo.
It's such a weird thing. Wait, because it says Alliance 1 and then Alliance 3. What was Alliance 2?
Alliance 2 is... Yeah, that's Frank and Seth.
Frank and Seth. Okay, so Seth is now officially out.
They kicked her out and brought in Miss Splosion Man and TJ Combo.
Interesting.
So I guess Ori and TJ Combo's fight was not that important, and that Blinks and TJ Combo are not as close as we thought they might be. But yes, this is good news for Miss Splosion Man fans. She is now in an alliance officially, which is very good. It looks like there is also another alliance, alliance number 4. This one is Banjo's in every alliance. Banjo and Ori are running this game right now. Banjo, Liara, and Ori also have formed a side alliance. So
that's a dangerous alliance.
So we have Banjo and Ori in this big 6-person alliance, which is a majority in a tribe of 10. But those two, Banjo and Ori, have also gone and formed another, potentially a final 3 deal with Liara to Sony, bringing her into an alliance now. So this tribe is getting wild. The other tribe, there's no alliances yet. I mean, we were about to see if they're going to have any, but this tribe already is seeming crazy.
Me that Ori is kind of an aggressor. He's having some disagreements with people.
Yeah.
TJ Combo in particular. Not enough for it to be to cause a problem for them to not be in an alliance. But there's still disagreement there. And and enough of a disagreement for TJ Combo to then maybe confide in Blinks the Time Sweep.
I mean, who among us wouldn't, Michael?
Yeah.
Who wouldn't want to?
But and I feel like Ori being in all of these alliances mean that they are a strong competitor. They are here to win, and they seem like they're in a good position too. And it's the same with Banjo, except Banjo hasn't really been in any conflict.
Right, yeah.
And in fact, has probably been pretty cool with everyone.
Yeah.
So Banjo's probably the one that can probably bring people together as like a good leader. And Ori is going to be the one that we need to look out for in terms of like the arguments and stuff like that.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
Liara, again, strong. I think is going to be a strong competitor, and the trio of Banjo, Liara, and Ori, again, an aggressor, a leader, and then I'm not sure where Liara lies in this quite yet. It seems like a really good trio.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see what they do once they make it a tribal council this episode, because this tribe is all over the place. Let us see maybe a more subdued tribe in the Durango tribe. What's happening over there? Now they're safe, so we might not see any alliances, but we'll see if anything happens. So we still don't have an immunity idol found. Oh, look at this. What? Didn't they just have a fight? Ella and Greg are now strongly bonded.
Wow.
They're connected at the hip after having their little fight. So what happened, Michael? They were fighting.
Greg,
they didn't fight.
Greg
No, sorry.
Did Greg vote off Johnny?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I said Greg and Ella were having a fight. Greg and Jet were having the fight.
Yes,
So I guess maybe what happened is Greg was on the other side of that 5-person alliance that was going to vote for Ella. And then at the last second, he decided to go against his team, her group, and vote out Johnny instead of Ella. And now in flipping, then he and Ella are now connected, right? And so maybe that's why we were surprised that him and Jet voted together because they just had a fight. But in this case, he had flipped over, voted against Johnny, kept Ella around. Now they're bonded strongly. And then as you'll see below, we have an alliance of Greg, Jet, Brutus, Chief, and Joanna. And if I remember correctly, which I am not, but I'm pretty sure Joanna voted for Ella. Did Brutus vote for Ella? He might have voted for Johnny too. I know Jet, Greg, and Master Chief all voted for Johnny at the first.
Joanna voted for Ella.
Yeah. Who did Brutus vote for?
I'm not sure. I think Ella.
So this is an interesting alliance down here at the bottom. It's the first alliance at the Durango tribe. Because one, Ella's not included in this alliance. So they must not have bonded that strongly.
Yeah, because Master Chief voted for Johnny, for sure.
Yeah.
Joanna voted for Ella. Jet voted for Johnny. Greg voted for Johnny. I can't remember who Brutus voted for.
Yeah. I'm wondering a little bit if this is a thing where, these 5 people in the first vote were like, man, that was crazy because no one had an alliance. Maybe they're trying to play an old school game. Everyone was like, no alliances. Just vote for who you don't like. And now these people are like, no. We need an alliance because, they want to have some control over what's happening. But yeah, I think it's very interesting that Greg and Jet are, again, they voted together. Now they're teamed up together. But they had the fight in the first episode, so
yeah, they had a fight. Yeah,
maybe it was a show fight, like they're just putting it on for the cameras.
Maybe. Yeah.
All right, let's see what's happening at Tribal Council. We have the Xenon tribe at Tribal Council. Frank does have the hidden immunity idol. In my opinion, I think we see Seth go here. I think maybe people caught her playing both sides, and now she's gone.
Seth seems to be definitely playing the field in terms of she was part of the one alliance. She then got kicked out of that alliance, right? Mm-hmm. She's no longer in that alliance anymore.
No, it's just her and Frank.
And it's just her and Frank. And Frank, he's got the immunity idol.
I was going to say, could Frank save her? Because he could play it on somebody else.
There's nothing we know about their relationship currently. We just know that they are in an alliance.
Yeah.
But who's to say that he would not turn on her?
True.
So.
Yeah, I mean, it's early. You don't want to be too connected to one person at the start.
Exactly. Yeah. So, we'll see.
All right, let's see. First vote. Seth. Second vote. Blinks the Time Cat. Uh-oh.
I told you, dude. Blink's a little bitch.
I thought TJ and Blinks had it together, but I guess not. Yeah. Third vote. Blinks the Time Cat. Fourth vote. Blinks the Time Cat. Oh no. This is going to be... Oh, is Blinks going to get... Is he going to get 9-1? He's going to get run out of this thing? Fifth vote. Blinks. Oh no. Sixth vote. Blinks. The second person voted out. Blinks got voted out 9-1. He never had a chance. You know what it is though, Michael? You were right. It's that water challenge. They saw how he performed in the water, how he hated it. And they're like, he's a liability.
He is.
We had to get him out.
If you're on an island surrounded by water, why would you want a cat with you?
Oh, man. But, man, I'm surprised. I thought maybe TJ Combo would protect him, but...
I'm not surprised at all. TJ Combo, yeah, they had, a good time together, but, dude... TJ Combo's here to win. Do you see that face of determination in that photo?
That's true. You're not wrong. I've also in this new photo for this one, I also have him in a USA outfit with a gold belt and cool hair. All right. Anyways, so Blinks is gone. Second person voted out. Blinks the time cat. Ooh. Man, look at this. His good buddy down here at the bottom. Sorry, Blinks. Had to do it to you. Okay.
Must have hurt though, honestly.
Yeah, for real. To see. I mean, that sucks. Like, at least when Johnny went out, he had some people in his corner. Blinks had nobody. No one cared about Blinks.
They were just, since the first episode, they've been waiting to get Blinks out because Blinks is annoying as hell. And he's like, gotta get this guy out of here. We can't do this.
Okay. All right, so here we are. Let's see what's happening back at Xenon Beach. Still have Frank with the Immunity Idol. Still have Frank and Seth are connected. Same. We still have. These are the same alliances. Just to rehash some of them.
This is episode 3, right?
This is episode 3. Yeah.
Okay. How many are there? How many episodes are there? 12, 13?
Oh, I was like, what is happening? But so we're at the Durango Beach. Johanna has found the hidden immunity idol.
Finally.
So someone finally found it. So that's big time for her. A big time for her alliance too, where she's with Brutus, Greg, Jet, and Master Chief. No new alliances though. So the only big thing that's happened so far before the immunity challenge is Johanna finding the idol.
Yeah.
All right. So into this next one. So we have another obstacle course. Yeah, just going to be a big obstacle course and then trying to put together a big puzzle. And unsurprisingly, not really, because if you're talking about like going through an obstacle course with a bunch of sandbags, I would assume the other tribe was going to win just because they have Cole and TJ combo. But Durango tribe has won yet again immunity. So that's back-to-back wins for Durango. So,
yeah.
Xenon back to Tribal Council. Let's see what's going on over at the Xenon Beach. Uh-oh. Cole and Missplosion Man have a major fight.
Oh.
And Cole was not included in that alliance, if I'm remembering correctly. He was cut out along with Seth, wasn't he? Or was he still in it?
I think he was still in it.
Okay. So the big 6-person alliances now have some infighting, which could prove deadly at this upcoming Tribal Council. All right, over on Durango Beach, we have same things we've known. And then, Alan Wake and Chief bonding strongly. However, Ella and Jet.
Makes sense.
What do you think they're bonding over, I guess? Because they don't seem like they'd have a lot in common. Alan Wake, a horror writer, is that correct?
Yeah, he's a writer.
And Master Chief, a murderer of aliens.
Maybe, I mean, Alan Wake, what is it? I forgot what he fights. He fights like, it's not the Darkness. That's a Kingdom Hearts thing, isn't it? I don't remember.
Well, there's also that game, The Darkness, isn't there?
Yeah, that is a game too. I can't, and a band. I think honestly they probably bonded over fighting over maybe these entities, like different weird entities. Because I feel like Chief has gone through some weird stuff.
Maybe Chief is telling him about the library, and Alan is like taking notes. He's gonna like write his next book about the library.
Maybe Alan Wake reminds Chief of Cortana.
What? Okay.
In that, I feel like Cortana has like, I don't know. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. Who's to say? But
I will say I do think that the reason Ella and Jet are fighting is because they're both wearing pink, and they're mad at each. They want to be the one wearing pink. You know, it's their color. Get out of here.
It's a minor dispute.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
So it's just like,
what we've seen, minor disputes mean nothing.
To some degree, major disputes mean nothing.
Fair.
Okay, so we still have the same alliance. We don't have the same alliance because Jet has left the Alliance of 5. So I guess that fight with Greg Hastings is finally boiled over, and Jet is now out.
I think Ella makes it into the Alliance.
You think so? You think maybe like Johanna's like, hey, Ella, come be in our alliance now. Okay.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I think so.
I could see that. All right, let's see what's happening at Tribal Council. Who is going to be the next person gone from the Xenon tribe? Okay, Frank has the immunity idol, and he's not going to play it. So we're going to read the votes. Now, we didn't have a lot happening at their beach this episode. We had, I believe, was it Missplosion Man and TJ Combo got in a fight? Am I making that up? Yeah. So I don't know who this is going to be. I think, like,
Oh no, wasn't it Augustus Cole in Missplosion Man?
Yeah, you're right. That's right. Yep. Yeah. Okay. So we do have a big alliance in this tribe. I think like Seth is the least protected person right now, so I could see it being Seth again, but maybe she'll survive another round.
You said Frank doesn't have so you have to opt in to use the immunity idol before you do the voting.
Yeah. So So what will happen is they'll do all the votes, and then before they read the votes, Jeff Probst, who's the host, will go, "Does anybody want to play the immunity idol?" And then you have to play it. So you play it after the votes have been written, but before he reads the votes.
I see. Okay.
So I think Seth is potentially at risk. I mean, like you said, Frank hasn't really been in alliance. Frank and Seth are kind of out on their own.
Yeah.
I guess Frank could be at risk.
I think we're looking at Frank, Seth, Missplosion Man, and Augustus Cole.
Okay, let's see what happens. First vote. Uh-oh.
Whoa.
Frank West. Second vote. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Frank West. Third vote. Seth. So we're 2 votes Frank, 1 vote Seth. So these two who were on the outs, we're seeing now, might be in trouble.
Yeah.
2 votes Frank, 2 votes Seth. 5th vote, Seth. 3 votes Seth, 2 votes Frank.
Spicy.
6th vote, Banjo. Banjo Kazooie out of nowhere.
Banjo.
So 3 Seth, 2 Frank, 1 Banjo.
Okay.
All right. Next vote, Frank West.
3 and
so
3.
we got 3 Frank, 3 Seth, 1 Banjo. Next vote, Banjo. 3 Frank, 3 Seth, 2 Banjo. Mike, is there going to be a tie? Are they going to do a 3-3-3 tie?
No way.
If they do that, that means they have to revote. I mean, that could be a way to be. They think maybe if they know Frank has an idol and they're trying to flush his idol, it could be a strategy. But then who do Frank and Seth bring in to vote against Banjo? I guess you'd have to bring in like Cole, maybe?
Cole, I guess. See. He seems to be Cole or Missplosion Man, I guess.
Yeah, let's see what happens. The third person voted out of Survivor is Seth. Seth goes 4-3-2. So Banjo, they came for him, but they missed.
Yeah.
That is not a good sign for Banjo. All right, let's see who voted for who.
Who's hating on Banjo?
It must be Frank and Seth. So Augustus voted for Frank. Banjo voted for Frank. Frank voted for Banjo. Liara voted for Seth. Explosion Man voted for Seth. Ori Seth. Seth Banjo. Stranger Frank. And TJ Seth. So what happened, I think what must have happened is the 7 thought someone had an idol, so they split the votes. Because what will happen is, like, if Seth had an idol and she played it on herself, then the person with the next most votes would go home. That's how it works. So if the votes against Seth are negated after they've been played, then if Frank has 3 votes, then he goes home instead of Seth. So they split the votes in case someone played an idol. So that's a good play by the big alliance. It's too bad if Seth and Frank had been able to bring one person, we would have had a very interesting tie here at the 3rd vote. But as it stands, Seth is out of the game. She played too hard, too fast, I think. She had all those alliances going from the very start. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what
she's trying to be too friendly with people, but then also trying to, in my head, like trying to take advantage of certain situations. And I think people saw that from her.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. All right, let's see if we have anything new happening at the start of next episode. So we're in episode 4. Let's go ahead and see if anything's happening at Xenon Beach. Frank still has the immunity idol. We still have the same alliances. Nothing's changed.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
It is. So, who voted in that? Oh, Liara. That's right. Okay, so Liara's not in the big alliance, but voted with the big alliance because she's with Banjo and Ori. Okay. So the other beach looks like nothing's changed. We still have Jet just left this alliance, so nothing big happening there. Now this time we have a reward challenge, which is exciting. We haven't had one of those yet. Winning the reward is, again, the Durango tribe is cleaning up. That is 3 wins in a row. So they win a grill with meats, vegetables, and spices. That is going to help out a lot.
A grill?
Yeah.
Wait, what kind of grill? Is it gas or is it?
I don't remember. Electric? It's been a while. I don't remember. I mean, it can't be electric. It has to be. It has to be charcoal. It can't be electric. There's no way, right? Like, they don't have.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, Is
the
there
islands
electric? You know what I'm saying? Like, but I don't know.
Yeah. So they win that, and then we're going to move on to the immunity challenge. Do you think Durango's going to win 4 in a row? That would be a big swing. That'd be really devastating to Xenon.
So wait, so who? This isn't Xenon. This is Xenon that just.
This
won?
is Durango.
Durango won. Dude, if Durango wins another challenge, it'd be wild.
Yeah. All right. Let's see what happens.
What?
Oh, Xenon. They didn't. Okay, it was weird because they didn't have the description of what the task was. Okay. Yeah. Xenon has 1 immunity. So thankfully, Xenon does not have to go to another tribal council. If you are a fan of any of these 8 competitors, we're going to see what's happening over on their beach now that they are hopefully maybe a little calmer. Okay. Cole has had a meltdown, so not calm at all.
Cool.
However, even in having his meltdown, Cole and the stranger have found something in common. Now, if I had to guess, Cole's a big dude, right?
Yeah.
He's big, muscular, probably has taken a lot of calories to keep up that weight. So my guess is that probably what happened is Cole got really pissy that they didn't win that grill and all that food. And so he's just having a little hissy fit, a large hissy fit, because the man's hungry, Michael. He's starving. Look at the size of those biceps.
He can't
needs
say
some protein
if he's not fed.
He says,
feed him more.
Feed him more. And, the stranger sees that and he's like, hey, man, it's okay. These are, I've had to survive in some tough times. We'll get through this together, buddy.
He said, and I quote, "I've been there, Augustus Cole." I've been there.
I've been there. All right. And it looks like, oh boy, we have another alliance leaver. Ori has left the alliance.
Oh, no.
So Liara has lost some of that power she had in her little threesome.
Like I said, Ori is an aggressor. I think
Yeah,
Ori is really, hard to work with.
Yeah, they're playing hard, which we saw how well that worked out for Seth back at the last tribal council. Yeah. If anything happening over at Durango Beach, oh, look at that. Brutus and Riddick, something in common. I'm going to guess it's that they murder people because both of them kill a lot of people.
I assume that too.
Yeah. And then it looks like we have another alliance leaver. Joanna has left the alliance. They just lost Jet. It looks like these boys, they're having a little boys club and the girls are no longer welcome, which is too bad.
Joanna's always had the immunity idol?
She found it last episode, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
I guess she doesn't need them anymore, in a sense.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I mean, I think I'm going to guess like these guys have just been talking up how good they are at killing people, or in Greg's case, pretending to kill people. And Joanna's just like tired of it because she thinks she's better than them. And
are those 3? Are all of those people in first-person shooters?
Yeah, this is the first-person shooter alliance.
Okay. Interesting.
Minus Riddick. Well, I guess that's not really. I mean, there is some shooting, I think, but.
Well, it's a first person, isn't it?
Yeah,
Riddick?
It's first person. Yeah. All right. Let's see what is happening at Tribal Council. Who do you think is going to go from Xenon this time, Michael?
I think I was about to say. I think Joanna plays
Durango.
the idol.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I said
I haven't
Xenon.
looked yet, so I think Joanna plays the idol.
Okay.
So I would say, but I think Jet goes.
Yeah, Jet is a good. I mean, Teresa hasn't really done anything. I could see them just getting rid of her because it's an easy vote. But yeah, I mean, Jet has made some people mad, and by some people I mean Greg. And Greg did have a lot of power, but I feel like he's lost some of it now that his alliance is smaller. I mean, you could see some blowback on that alliance. They've just lost 2 people. You could see the other people teaming up against that threesome, and one of Brutus, Greg, or Master Chief being targeted here.
Teresa's been quiet.
Yeah, very quiet.
Nothing.
I don't think she's been featured in anything at all. Like I don't think anything has happened to her.
Yeah, nothing.
Okay, let's see if Joanna uses the hidden immunity idol. She does not use it. No one stands. So let's read the votes. First vote, Riddick. Uh-oh. Second vote, Alan Wake.
What?
So 1 vote Alan, 1 vote Riddick.
Come on, Alan.
Third vote, Riddick. Fourth vote, Alan. Oh, I went too far. Fourth and fifth vote, since I went too far, Alan Wake. So we have Alan at 2, Riddick at 2. Next vote, Riddick. We're tied. Next vote, Riddick. Riddick is back up 4-3. Next vote, Alan. Tied 4-4 with 1 vote left. Michael, who is it going to be?
It's going to be Alan.
You think so?
Yeah.
Personally, I hope so. Because I love Riddick. It'll be interesting to see if any of Riddick's alliance voted against him, though. If he does go. The 4th person voted out, Alan Wake. Alan Wake, the tribe has spoken. No. Oh, no. Sorry to all my Alan Wake fans out there. Let's see how the votes broke down.
That makes me sad.
Okay, so this is very interesting. Oh, wait, there weren't an alliance. I was thinking Brutus and Greg was in the alliance, but that's Master Chief. So Alan, Brutus, Greg, and Master Chief. So the alliance brought in Alan Wake to vote for Riddick. But then that's really weird because if you're the other people, why would you not target that alliance? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, why would they target Alan and not one of the 3? Huh.
Because he's got the thing?
Oh, well, yeah, but do they know that? Because they don't have to tell anybody. But
I think maybe Alan was probably boasting about it.
Could be, yeah, that makes sense. And then he has gifted that to Master Chief, which, if you remember, they did have a moment where they found something in common.
They did.
So it makes sense that
maybe the thing that they were in common were that they were actual Xbox IPs. Like, they were solely just on Xbox.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man. Okay, so we've lost Alan. It's too soon, but unfortunately, we have to move on to our next episode. So we're on episode 5.
Wow.
We're also an hour and a half into this, so we may be splitting this into 2. But
we're definitely going to split this into 2.
Okay. All right. Now, this is a big episode for you Millennial versus Gen X fans, because you'll remember this is the episode where we get a tribe swap, which is what's going to happen in a second, Michael, is that these 2 tribes are going to become 3 tribes. So it's going to be a whole new ball game for a lot of these people. Let's see what happens.
I'm excited to see what the tribe is called. Okay.
So like I said, they've been switched. So the new tribes, Xenon tribe, is Ella, Jet, Joanna, Master Chief, and Ori. So this is really bad for Ori. Because all those other people were from old Durango. Yeah. So Ori is the only person there. Over on the Durango tribe, we have Frank, Greg, Splosion Man, Riddick, and TJ Combo, which is great news for Frank because if you remember, he was in trouble last, and now he has a choice of being in the majority with Miss Splosion Man and TJ Combo from old Xenon, or he can flip and go with Greg and Riddick, who just worked together. No, they didn't. They worked against each other.
Yeah.
So, this is an interesting one. It's going to be interesting. And then the last tribe, Anaconda tribe, Cole, Banjo, Brutus, Liara, the Stranger, and Teresa. So bad news if you're a Brutus or Teresa fan, because those 4 have been working together prior to this.
Well, who was voting Banjo out before?
That was Frank and Seth.
Okay, so Banjo's probably fine.
Yeah, and also it's good. I mean, Ori just left that alliance, so they don't even have to work with them anymore. So this could be, if Xenon tribe loses, I think we know who's going to go. The other 2, it's a little more up in the air. I mean, I think the Anaconda tribe is probably going to knock off either Brutus or Teresa. But we know Augustus Cole and the Stranger are partnered up. They're bonded together. And Banjo and Liara have been working together from the start. So we could see one of those 2 offshoots like switch it up and try to get each other out.
Yeah.
And who knows what's happening with the Durango tribe. That's going to be crazy if they go to tribal council. All right, let's see if we have any new alliances forming at any of these beaches. So the Xenon tribe. So we have Joanna has the Hidden Immunity Idol, and Chief has the Legacy Advantage. Now, you'll see these alliances here. They don't actually mean anything because it means that, so it's just showing us the alliances, even though technically these alliances don't exist because they're not on the same tribe anymore. So we're going to skip these unless we get like real new alliances. Frank still has the Immunity Idol, no new alliances. And over Anaconda, there is an Immunity Idol hidden, and it was found by Teresa. How did she find an idol? Because
she can sense it.
You think she just...
She's basically got superpowers.
Okay. Interesting.
She's one of the best like combatants in Fableland.
Yeah, but this is like finding an immunity idol is just like digging around in grass and trees.
Maybe she
and
tripped
hoping
over it. I don't know.
Could be. Oh man. That is, yeah, I don't know about that. Okay, so the only alliance we have that's complete is this one between Banjo and Liara. Everything else is kind of up in the air. So let's go to the immunity challenge, see who's winning. So only one of these tribes is going to go to immunity, or to tribal council, Michael. It's not going to be two, in case, you know. So Xenon and Anaconda. So we do get to see Durango, which is the one I was most excited to see. So
yeah.
Good news for Ori. They get to buy some more time in the game. And good news for Brutus and Teresa. These are the ones that were the most like probably locked in. The other tribe is going to get crazy. All right, let's see if anything new is happening on Xenon. Oh, we do have a new alliance. Oh my gosh. Ella, Jet, Joanna, and Master Chief. So remember, Joanna just left Master Chief's old alliance. And now they've grouped back together. So who's the other person out here? Okay. I'm going to skip back to the tribes.
Yeah, I can't remember.
So Ella, Jet. So is it Jet's left out? No.
No.
Is it Ori?
Ella, Jet. It's Ori.
It's Ori. Oh my gosh. Okay, so as we assume. Oh, that makes sense because they were all in the tribe together before. All right, over on Durango. Nothing's happening. Frank still has the idol. Over here we have, oh boy, Liara. Oh, this makes sense to me. Two, alien life forms bonding together. That makes sense. Talking about all of their travels through the universe. Yeah. That makes sense to me. And we have this big alliance is dissolved.
Oh.
It's gone.
Goodbye.
So the big alliance is no more. And instead now we have this new alliance where finally she's doing something. Teresa has an immunity idol and is partnered with Brutus and the Stranger. This is like the outcast amigos.
Yeah.
Working together.
Wild.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's see. I think this Durango Tribal Council is going to be crazy. Let's see what goes on over there. Okay. So we have Frank, Greg, Miss Explosion Man, Riddick, TJ Combo. Frank has the hidden immunity idol and he plays it. Any votes cast for Frank will not count. Do you think Frank has correctly played his idol? Are there votes? Are there people that are going to put votes on him?
I think they're maybe.
I mean, this is weird, right? Because if you look at it, he's coming in the majority. There's 3 old Xenons, 2 old Durangos. He's a Xenon. Technically, he's in the majority. Now, he hasn't been working with those people, but a lot of times you'll see people put that aside to stay safe.
I wonder, though, like, I can't remember who was voting against Frank that one time, and if Miss Explosion Man and TJ Combo voted against him before.
Yeah, I mean, so in that case, yes, even if they voted for Seth, they're voting against him because they were trying to split the votes to send one of them home. So yes, they voted against him, but it's still kind of crazy he's playing it here when he's in the majority. So let's see if he's played his idol correctly. First vote, Frank West does not count. He has at least gotten 1 vote off of him. Frank West does not count. Third vote, Greg. Oh, no, not Greg.
Oh, Greg.
Please say it ain't so. The 5th person voted out of Survivor is Greg. Greg Hastings voted out 3-2, which means Frank West wasted his idol. He didn't need to play it.
Yeah, he didn't need to play it.
So it went down just how we thought it would. Frank, Miss Explosion Man, and TJ Combo voted for Greg. Greg and Riddick voted for Frank West. Man, Frank, what a bad play. What a mistake.
I mean, in a sense, it wasn't. I mean, it was 3-2. And he felt tension there. But now, the next, if they get into elimination again, that's where he's going to be worrying because he already knows that this tribe is against him.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll go Riddick next, but he's not in a very good place.
No. People don't like Frank.
Especially when they get back together, because then, like when they get back together with the other tribes, then it's going to be even worse for him. Yeah. All right, next episode. Do you want to do one more and then split it?
Yes, because this guy needs to go to the bathroom.
All right, let's get this last one, this 6th episode down, and then we'll go. Okay, let's see. All right. Anything happening? So we still have Joanna has the immunity idol. Chief has legacy advantage. Same alliances, nothing changing. Nothing happening over here at Durango
Literally
tribe.
nothing.
And
there's
nothing
stuff happening here.
No, these are all we've had these.
This is all the same.
Well, I guess the Banjo and Liara have become closer, so that's big for them potentially. All right, let's see what happens at the reward challenge. Durango wins baked goods, iced tea, and milk, and Xenon wins chocolate chips. Excuse me, chocolate chip cookies, not just chocolate chips.
They win cookies. Great.
Thank goodness. All right. Immunity challenge. Anaconda and Durango is going back to tribal council, Michael.
Oh, no.
The tribe of 4. This is really bad news
Yeah,
for...
This is bad.
What's his
That
name?
team is getting demolished.
Yeah, I think this is Riddick probably going home. All right, so...
Ori finds
the... So this tribe, Xenon has immunity idol from Joanna, Chief has the legacy advantage, and Ori has the other immunity. So that's huge.
That's
and
really
then
big.
Another big thing, Ori and
no.
Ella have had a major fight.
No.
So that's bad because
That's very bad for Ella.
Ella's had some struggles. She's been voted for in the past.
Yeah.
And we know Ori plays big. Ori is trying to win this game early, which might be a mistake, but it also means that he is not afraid to come after Ella.
No.
Fortunately, they're not going to tribal council, but you know who he is Durango, so let's see if anything's happened there. Okay, this is interesting. Riddick has formed an alliance with Frank and TJ Combo.
Wow. Look at that team.
Yeah, that's quite the squad.
Yeah.
So
this is
even
you
though,
forecasting from before. It wasn't necessarily the same people, but like the brawny people coming together.
Yeah.
It's kind of it.
But now Riddick seemed like he was on the outs, and now it looks like Miss Splosion Man might be going home.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Because they all TJ Combo, Splosion Man, and Frank West all voted together, but now they've partnered up with Riddick. Why do you think that they would leave Miss Splosion Man for Riddick? What has she done?
I don't know. Who did she have? Did she have a fight with anyone?
No. All she's done is light the fire.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
Huh.
Seems like a really bad play, considering you don't need any flint or anything. Well, they have the flint, so they don't need her anymore.
I guess that could be true. But I don't know if you ever tried to light a fire with flint. It's pretty tough. So having someone who can just do it instantly would be very nice.
Maybe isn't she like a radioactive like experiment gone wrong kind of thing though?
I think that's true, yeah.
So maybe she's like giving off radiation and they're slowly dying.
It's a good point. Okay. Let's see if anything is happening at Anaconda Beach. Teresa still has Cole and Banjo are getting... Oh my gosh, look at Cole go. He's finding something in common with Banjo and with Brutus.
See, like I said before, Cole, he's a good guy. He wants to make alliances. He's a good talker. He wants to be friends.
Okay.
So
he's just, talking these guys up, talking about bro stuff.
Yeah.
Being the best bro he can be. You can tell, like, I can definitely see him and Banjo hanging out. Like, look at that necklace. And then
the jorts?
Cole calls himself the Cole Train. Like, those two are made for each other.
Yeah.
And then Brutus is like that third friend, just hanging out.
Yeah, he's just there.
He's like silent, but having a good time.
Yeah.
Knocking back a few brewskis. Not on this island, but in real life.
But whenever he speaks, it's always really wise.
Yeah, or funny. Like he's like hilarious, but never talks.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what happens in this Durango Tribal Council. Oh, well, thank you for ruining it for me. Okay, so this one was very easy to see, and for some reason this window has loaded weirdly, but whatever. No one has a hidden immunity idol because Frank played it, and it's very simple. The Explosion Man is the next person voted out.
I mean,
very
we knew
easy,
that was
very
going
predictable.
To happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So sorry, Miss Man, you are gone. And now I think we're gonna cut it here for now.
Yeah.
When we're down to 3 on Durango, hopefully they can win something. But we're gonna hold off on finishing this. We'll do it. Save it for you next. We're gonna record it now, but save it for you guys for next week. But we're gonna go ahead and sign off because this thing is getting very long. We'll see you next time. I am Ricky Freck. You can follow me on Twitter at Ricky Freck. And Michael, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at the Michael J. Ruiz. Make sure to check out the website too, www.bantambanter.com, where you'll find maybe future stuff for me there. And again, like I say every time, Instagram, Michael J. Ruiz, the Michael J. Ruiz. Go on Instagram. I'm skating. Check it out.
And as of this, we're going to cut here. We're going to come back for part 2. Michael, let's say your top 3. Who do you think is going to win top 3?
Let's
get some predictions. Yeah.
Wow. Again, I think Ori is an aggressor, but I think Ori's there to win. So I think Ori is there. Liara, I think.
Yeah.
She seems to be making the right plays. She's never been in like the hot seat, right? She's never been like voted against yet. Yeah. And she's making the right moves in terms of relationships, it seems. But I think the dark horse in this, and again, totally silent throughout like the first maybe 3 episodes or so. I think Teresa could maybe, you know, get into that top spot.
Yeah, I think my top 3 is Teresa, Liara, and Cole right now. I think that's my prediction.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see you next time. We'll see you then. See y'all later. Bye.
Bye.